Hi everyone! Today we're going to be working on a holiday card. I'm using a standard size card here made from real red cardstock, and the first thing that I'm going to do is round the corners of the card just to soften the edges a bit. Just going to go ahead and take care of that there. And then what I want to do is create this glittered centerpiece that I'll be putting at the top of my card. So I'm using my scallop circle punch to punch out a piece of white cardstock. This is Whisper white cardstock, and then I'm going to create a scalloped ring. So the first thing you need to do is punch out the circle. It's just easier to do it that way. So this is my 1 3/8 punch. Just cutting out the center first, and then you can see it's much easier to line up the scallop around the circle as opposed to doing it the other way around, because it would be nearly impossible to try to get it lined up perfectly the other way. So there we go, just punched out my little ring, which will then fit onto my white cardstock. I want to put a little snowflake in the middle of this, so I'm just using a snowflake punch to pop this out. And that will go into the center and fits perfectly in that ring. And then I'm using my two-way glue pen to fill in the white cardstock, the entire thing. And first thing I'm going to do is layer my real red scalloped ring around the edge of the white cardstock. I'm just going to adjust it there, get it lined up straight. And then I'll place that snowflake in the center, and it will act sort of as a resist for the glitter I'm going to be putting on in just a second. I'm using my thumbnail there just to really burnish it down to make sure it's sticking really well. And now I've got my dazzling diamonds, because, you know, any holiday card could use a little bit of glitter. Can never go wrong for the holidays. And literally just pouring it on there, and then I'm using my thumb to really press it down into the glue to make sure that it's sticking really well. And you can't see it all that well, but it's glittering up a storm there. Now I'm taking my chocolate chip ink, and I'm just going to ink the edges of this designer series paper. This is from the Christmas Jingle Simply Scrappin' Kit by Stampin Up. And I'm going to go ahead and ink the edges of these two pieces before I adhere them down. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach those, layer them onto the red, and then I'll grab a piece of Old Olive 5/8 inch grosgrain ribbon. Now I had pre-cut this for another project and wanted to use it rather than it going to waste, but it was a little too short, so I'm going to use a little trick here, just cutting that piece in half, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of tape glue to the ends of the ribbon, and then just tuck it underneath that layer of designer series paper, and then tie it in a knot. And this way, even if your ribbon is a little bit too short, you'll still be able to use it for your projects. It's a great way to use ribbon that you've got left over. And just getting that knot down, I was really happy it actually came out pretty well on my first try, which doesn't usually happen. Just trimming the edges there of that ribbon, and then I'm using, sped it up a little bit here, I'm using some of these cardstock stickers again from this same kit, this Christmas Jingle kit, and I'm going to be putting that glittered snowflake piece in the center. So then I'm taking this little sentiment again from the same kit and inking the edges before I adhere it down to the bottom of the card. Alright, and then I'm going to use some dimensionals just to pop up that little piece there, and go ahead and put that in the center. And now I'm taking my chocolate chip marker and adding some lines to act like little hangers or strings, and then just finishing it off with a little hand-drawn bow at the top of each one, again just to really make it look more like they're ornaments hanging from the card. And that pretty much finishes up the card. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below. Thanks a lot and see you soon.
Have a holly jolly Christmas, it's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and when you walk down the street, say